right, Sarah, Carrie, welcome to Vaping Today. I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about what's going on in the world. It sounds like everyone's vaping. I have no idea what it's about. So, it sounds like it's pretty popular, yeah?
Yes, it is.
All right, well, Carrie, can you tell me what vaping is or what these things they're vaping out of are?
Sure. E-cigarettes are electronic devices that vaporize a flavored liquid. They are called vapes, e-hookahs, vape pens, tank system mods. They come in, various sizes. Some are as small as USB sticks, so it's very easy for anyone to conceal.
Okay.
There are a couple things that make up these e-cigarettes. A power source, so it's usually a lithium battery. An atomizer, which heats the e-liquid and that produces the aerosol for them to inhale. And the e-liquid or juice itself, which contains the nicotine or THC or CBD oils and other flavorings and additives.
Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense. So, it sounds like a lot of people are doing it. Sarah, maybe you can tell me a little bit about, has this increased in recent years? I feel like I only just heard about it yesterday.
It has been increasing, and the worst part about this is the fact that it's increasing, especially among high school and middle school students. I mean, they found that in 2014 alone, the commercials were reaching 70% of those populations.
Wow.
And in 2017, 11.7% of high school students were using e-cigarettes. In 2020, that has risen to 19.6%. And then in middle school, it was only 0.6 using, and it is now up to 4.7.
Middle schoolers, wow.
What makes it even worse is the fact that 61 to 81% of these school students, they practice dual use, meaning they use the e-cigarettes along with the regular cigarettes, increasing the health risks, and it is making it harder to stop once they are addicted because of that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it sounds like there are going to be some health risks, but I really don't understand what those health risks are. So I'm going to go ask Tad in the next room, and maybe he can tell me a little bit about what's going on. Tad, you there?
Tad, can you tell me a little bit about the dangers of vaping and cigarette use, maybe? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Well, if you feel like you're okay, tell me. You good?
I'm good.
All right. What are the dangers of vaping?
Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances known, and that's what is in most of these vaping pens. The developing adolescent brain is very vulnerable to the effects of nicotine. Young people report that inhaling nicotine vapor is more comfortable than cigarette smoke, which permits the vaping fluid to go deeper into the lungs. Lung injury was first described by the CDC in August of 2019 after outbreaks in several different states. Common symptoms include shortness of breath, fever and chills, a dry cough, chest pain, vomiting, diarrhea, headache, dizziness, rapid heart rate, and body aches.
All right, Tad, so can you tell me, do you think this is going to make tobacco use a little bit more common in the future?
Yes. It seems that studies recently show that the use of e-cigarettes actually are more likely to increase the likelihood of using tobacco rather than decrease it in adolescents. And that e-cigarette users are up to 7 times more likely to use conventional cigarettes in the future.
All right, thanks, Tad. All right, feel better, buddy. Bye. All right, so it sounds like there's a lot of dangers when it comes to vaping. It sounds like it can really hurt you, but why are people doing it? I feel like we've all known about why, the risk of what smoking can do to us for years. So why are kids doing it? Sarah, you're talking about middle schoolers and high schoolers. Why are they vaping?
I think they feel that it's a safer alternative. I mean, and let's be honest, what kid doesn't want to push that envelope when they're that age? And they make the flavors of these e-juices so tempting. I mean, there's 8,000 different flavors.
8,000, wow.
So, and then of course kids are going to prefer those candy flavors. They've actually found that most of the kids that do vape, they prefer the mango flavor. So to them, it doesn't even feel like smoking. It's more like a treat or something like that. So they're able to understand what the actual risks and dangers are to it.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I have one more question. Maybe Carrie can tell me what are the dangers to adolescents in vaping? What can happen?
They can have a lack of concentration, a lot of loss of impulse control, so they just need a daily dose of nicotine to feel normal.
And that's on top of being a teenager.
That's on top of being a teenager with their hormones and wanting to look cool and fit in with the peer pressure. So it's important for parents to have an open communication with their kids, teens, middle schoolers. They can start by asking a simple question like, hey, what do your classmates, think about vaping? Do they vape in school? You need to find the right time and place to talk. Preferably when everyone is calm, maybe at dinner time, riding in the car. You want to have a chat, not a lecture. And it's important not to be mad at what your child tells you, what you hear, because you want that open communication. And it's important to listen to them and help them sort out the information that they get. So they're on social media, they listen to the radio, they watch TV. There's all these ads about vaping. So you kind of want to help them sort that out.
That makes sense.
To focus on, it's also important to focus on the short-term effects. Teens are living in the now. They don't care about the health effects that are going to happen 20 years from now. So some things that you can ask are, or that you can bring up is vaping changes the way your brain works. You might forget things, or you might have trouble focusing or studying. It makes it harder for you to breathe. So playing your instruments in band, playing sports, you're gonna struggle a little bit.
Makes sense.
And also vaping costs money.
Yes, I hear it's pretty expensive.
Yes. The cost can seem small on a weekly basis, but it adds up quickly. And the more you vape, the more you spend. So it's important to keep that open communication with your children.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you guys have provided us with some great information. Tad gave us some really great information as well. And at the end of this, we'll have some information and QR links for everyone to look at and maybe get educated on. Okay. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.